people out there in the universe. Your story is not over yet. This is how you feel so far. This is how you feel today. I got spit on by someone in my family. I was a young kid. I was like 12 years old. Maybe if I run away from everything, things will be okay. I couldn't hold a job because I was so emotional. I decided to become excellent at whatever I could be excellent at. That made me feel power for the first time. Music and words have always been there for me. Break me down, let me know everywhere I'm supposed to go. Grab my pain, twist it slow. I don't understand your goal. There were times where I would lose hope and I thought like I'm always going to be depressed. I'm always going to be anxious. I'm always going to be struggling with men. There were some times when I thought that it would never end, but then...
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Today, I have my beautiful, super fit friend, Allie, or Miss Chip, on Spotify and everywhere you listen to your music. On today, she is one of the fittest, most incredible people I know. She is a singer-songwriter, personal trainer, posture coach, and she's taught me a lot about health, relationships, fitness, taking care of your mind and your emotions, and reaching for your dreams, consistency, discipline. So we're going to talk about all of that today through the lens of her songs and her music. Oh, because also she's a singer-songwriter. Did I mention?
Yes.
So we're going to go into all of that and more. So stay tuned for some incredible wisdom. She's very young, but also really old at soul. So it's going to be amazing. But yeah, stay tuned for some unreleased music. And it's so good, guys. Like, I can't even describe. So you'll just have to listen. Can you tell us where we are?
Yeah, so right now, we are in my sort of where I'm staying. This is the apartment suite of the people I'm staying with, and it's their music room. And if anyone has heard of Elysian Beer, these are the people that created that brand. Now, the person who created it is a musician. And so if you look back behind the cameras, all of his guitars and keyboard and drums are there. And behind us, we just learned today, are apparently giant pieces of hide from sort of like old church sing-along notes is what we learned today. And so it's just a really like great space to talk about music, and yeah, it's got music energy in it.
For sure. Speaking of music, we can start there. I know you're about to debut an album. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about where you get your music inspiration, what your songs are about? How do you do the songs and the music?
Yeah, so I mean, I couldn't make music. I couldn't have made this album without my producer, Evan George. He's amazing. Yeah, so he kind of helps me with more of the like beats and music side for now.
What about you?
Yeah. So basically, like, I have been writing poetry since I was 8 years old. I have always used words to express my feelings and to get through hard things. So like when life has gotten hard, that's when I use words. And so I started to write poems at a really young age just to express myself. And then when I got a little bit older, I think it was when I was 22, I was living in this like hippie trap house kind of situation. Wasn't really a trap house.
What's a trap house?
Where people like do drugs.
Oh.
So I
mean, it's just like the vibe of it.
No, it was very much just like very hippie. Like there was like a big old piano in the living room, and one of my roommates was a musician. He played the guitar and he also was learning the trumpet at the time. One day he got me into, like, we were going to get groceries. I think we were going to get like toilet paper or something. And we were in the car and he puts on a beat and he goes, "Okay, spit." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" "What do you mean?" And he's just like, "Come on." Like, he wanted me to like freestyle with him, which basically is like a form of rap where you just listen to a beat, you kind of come up with words on the fly. And of course, it's super awkward and it's hard and at first, and then you get better at it as you practice more. And that's kind of how we started. And we would have like little music sessions in the living room, and with all these little shakers and instruments. And it was so fun to be like part of the chorus and to like make music. And it felt so good. And it felt like you were in like a flow state. And so from there, I remember one day I was just having a really emotional day and I sat down and I listened to I think it's a Grammatic beat, Blue Skies by Grammatic. I can't, produce this song with this beat because that beat has already been used in other songs. But I wrote a song. I sat down for 10 hours without getting up, without going to pee, like nothing. And I wrote this song. I just was able to express myself in a way I never had. And I was able to turn it into a song and it just felt right.
Can we hear a little bit of one of your songs?
Oh, okay. Yeah. You mean like you want me to like sing it for you or like rap it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we're talking about this song. So let me just think. Okay. So this kind of brings me to our next thing. It's so funny because as soon as I can remember the first line of a song, I can remember the whole thing. But then before that, I'm kind of like a deer in the headlights. I'm like, what is my entire song? But let me just remember the first line of it. Okay. So this song, it's basically about like having blue skies in your mind and basically running from demons. So it goes, maybe if I run, leave the wine in the cup, lay rubbered on the road, on my nerves till I wake. I see it in my dreams and I know it's messed up. When the monsters in my mind make a grown woman quake. When I'm sitting and staring, it seems I'm swinging and narrating. And through the speakers, they're blaring a list of flaws and impairments. All the people are screaming, though I can't catch the meaning. They're just echoes of imprints and neither kind of redeeming. But maybe if I run, I'll learn to forget. Leave it all far behind till I'm collapsing in a sweat. You can take it from my body because it's how I pay my debts. Just be sure to take the pieces from adulterated flesh. So there's a lot to that.
Damn.
So it's like, maybe if I run, leave the wine in the cup, lay rubber down the road on my nerves till I wake. I see it in my dreams and I know it's messed up. When the monsters in my mind make a grown woman quake. When I'm sitting and staring, seems I'm swinging and airing. Through the speakers, they're blaring a list of flaws and impairments. All the people are screaming, though I can't catch the meaning. They're just echoes of imprints and neither kind nor redeeming. So it's about having those echoes of like negative emotions being kind of thrust back at you in your head and feeling like there's eyes on you and voices screaming at you. And maybe if I run away from everything, like things will be okay. I can run away, outrun my pain. So that's what the beginning of it is about. And then at the end of the song, very end, it kind of comes more to a resolution where you feel more peace. So I've been porous and torpid and sitting eating my porridge, but now I'm busted at the cottage in the forest and foraging. And no matter how sore the torrid cries at the chorus, I will obliterate the bonds that fasten me to my origins. So it's about like transcending that, right? And then about like having blue skies in your mind and even when outside is all messed up, like you can control how you feel in your mind. You can control your future. So that's what that song was about. And a lot of my songs are like that, where kind of at the beginning, it starts out with like a problem. It's kind of like the beginning of a story, the beginning of a movie, there's a conflict. And then I like to end with a resolution because that's why I write to work through emotions. So that's what I'm hoping to share when I release my album.
That's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Allie. You are so impressive, for real.
I actually have not been practicing recently and I need to because I want to do an album launch soon and I need to like refresh the skill because it is a skill. And being able to enunciate and say those things so fast and having people understand what you say when you're trying to go a million miles a minute is like people practice, their songs hundreds of times. Mm-hmm. So it's like so that it can sound effortless, right? And people say, like I've had people, oh man, like how do you put those words together so fast? I'm like, you have to know how to put words together so that they'll fit into the right puzzle piece, right? So that everything can go together. But at the same time, like that's not going to matter if you can't deliver. And like you hear a lot of rappers and I don't think some people do know, but I don't think everybody knows how much time it takes to develop that skill. So a lot of people, like they just hear rap and they're like, this person's just talking. I'm like, try to talk like that. Just try. It's not easy.
It's like the discipline and consistency.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to a lot of your songs are also about a dark past, and I'm curious how your life was back then when you were writing some of those songs and how your life is now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like, I was just actually listening to an interview with Fiona Apple. Have you heard her songs before?
Maybe if I heard it.
She's got this very like kind of dark, artsy girl 90s vibe, which is really fun. But she was talking about how like, you know, a lot of music is created when you're the most mad or you're the most sad. And I completely agree. Like back when I created that song, it was a really challenging time. I was having a lot of hormonal shifts. I had gotten on and off of the birth control pill, which was really not great for my mental health. And had some self-harm issues that were happening at the time. I couldn't hold a job because I was so emotional and I was living off of a credit card. And I just, had to sit down there and weep because I just, was in such a dark place and drinking more than I should have for sure. I feel like a lot of my songs I created them to work through challenging times. And I've had a lot of challenging times in my life, but music and words have always been there for me when I needed to let the pressure valve go. And just when something had to give, when I've done the right thing, I've turned to my pad and my pen, writing about it. And now, I mean, honestly, it's been a long time, but I feel like I'm in a really good place. Partially that is because I've had that outlet to heal and to express and to work through these things. And I feel like there's some people that never feel like they have the outlet and the opportunity to heal.
What do you mean by that?
I don't want to like cast crazy judgment on people because I know everyone's just in their own spot in their journey, but I feel like it's like the saying, you can have 20 years of experience, but relive the same year. So it's like so you're not growing and you're not changing. And I've just noticed that with some people that you would think with the years that they have, that they would have learned, for example, how not to be self-deprecating. You know what I mean? And I'll hear these things coming from people who are older, midlife, whatever, just older than me, right? I've learned, that's one of the lessons that I've learned, is that when something is happening in my life that I don't feel pleased with that I'm doing, instead of just being very, very self-critical, which I was in the past, now I know I've cultivated the self-awareness to understand when it's happening and to take a step back and understand, okay, where is this inner criticism coming from? And how can I use that as a tool to make myself better without tearing myself down? Because then growth can never happen. If I'm always just tearing myself down all the time, how am I supposed to get to the next step and the next layer of healing? I can't peel it back because it's like there's a wall that you've created. Your messaging that you have towards yourself, it holds a lot of people back, I think. And I think there's a lot of evidence. I don't want to say the wrong name, but I know that there's research and we can always put it in like the notes. When you journal, it helps you process emotions. And so it's a really big thing for people who have like childhood trauma, PTSD, or even those are the things I know about specifically because they're more related to myself. But I'm sure it would have beneficial side effects for other things like anxiety as well. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I selfishly just want to have you sing more throughout this podcast.
So, I'm not prepared. Oh no.
No, it's beautiful though. And I love how like raw and authentic it is. But I think on the topic of healing and, I think that transition, is there a song that you feel like has been most healing for you and transformational?
Ooh, that's a great question. Yeah.
One that you wrote.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that way about all of my songs, but if I had to choose one, oh man.
And can you sing it?
Sing part of it?
Yeah, part of it. There's one I'm thinking of, but if you don't sing it, I'm going to ask you to do it later as a bonus. I think it's Satellite.
Oh,
But that could also come later, maybe.
Yes.
I'm thinking we have you do at least 2 more during this. It'll
Yeah,
but
I
up
feel
to
like
you.
even I just want to say Orphan
Mm.
because it's the first song on the album, and it's when you are living in an abusive situation, nobody wants you to talk about it because everyone in some way, shape, or form understands that what's happening is not right. And so they know that if you express that to other people around you, that they will obviously think that it's not okay. Right. And so I think writing that and just saying what happened to me, like just getting the chance and the opportunity to just fully just not care about who I'm impressing, about who I need to save, about who I need to look out for. I wrote that to look out for me. And I honestly wrote it for other people who have struggled and been in families and felt like they can't speak out and they can't say what happened to them. Like one of the lyrics in the song is, "Remember when you spit on me and threw me to the side, then you turned around and hit on me. I know that you'll deny. And if there was a hell, the motherfucker you would fry." Basically, like I got to express something that happened to me that was terrible. I got spit on by someone, right? In my family. And I was a young kid. I was like probably 12 years old. And, you know, those kind of things, if you can't let them out, they cling to your soul. Like you think like, oh, well, my self-worth is less because someone spit on me. But then when you're able to express it and you're able to put it into words and put it into a song, I almost feel like it loses its power over your psyche. And there's been so many times where I played that song in my car and I just cried. And it was like, tears of relief, tears of joy, of, feeling better, tears of grief, like so much emotion being released. Getting the chance to hear those words put into something that now I'm going to get the chance to share. And I'm very nervous about releasing this song. It's been something I've been thinking about for a long time because it implicates people in my family as, allowing abuse to occur or perpetrating abuse. But I want to give people the strength to be able to express things that have happened to them. So that's why I feel like I need to put it out.
That's really powerful. Can we hear a little bit more of the song?
Yeah. Okay. Like I said, it's like once I get like the first line of it, I have everything because I have these songs memorized. But okay, so the beginning of it, basically in the beginning, I'm just kind of like monologuing, basically letting my people in my family know that like, hey, like even though I feel betrayed, I'll always love you. What is the first line? I'm so bad at remembering the first line of my songs, and it's so okay. So the first line, kind of after the monologue, goes like this. It goes, "Break me down, let me know everywhere I'm supposed to go. Grab my pain, twist it slow. I don't understand your goals." And I knew that even from a young age. I'm feeling broken inside, but I'm hiding my pain. Knew that people could see it, that's why they stayed away. Living life in fear every second, it was my day to day. And so that's the beginning. And so it's talking about the story. That's why the album opens with that song, because it's break me down, let me know everywhere I'm supposed to go. So that's about control. Grab my pain, twist it slow. I don't understand your goals. So it's about being kind of, tormented by people that were supposed to care about me. And I had people who would deliberately hurt me that I lived with, right? My family, would laugh at my tears, right? Things like that, really messed up, right? And so I don't understand your goals. It's about the confusion from being treated poorly as a child and not understanding, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? And it was a really psychological conundrum that I have dealt with for a while. And And I knew that even from a young age. I'm feeling broken inside, but I'm hiding my pain, right? I knew that people could see it. That's why they stayed away. Living life in fear every second was my day-to-day.
Wow.
And I did live in fear every second. Every second of my day. When I was at school, I was in fear every second of my day because I didn't know how to be around other people. I didn't know. I didn't know how to interact with people. I didn't know where to put my hands. I didn't know how to walk normally. I was so anxious that I could barely function. But, and obviously it wasn't better at home, right? What I decided to do, though, is I did a very courageous thing, and I'll give myself a lot of credit, is I decided to become excellent at whatever I could be excellent at. It wasn't social skills. It was not that. So I decided to be an A+ student, and I decided to do sports, which I had an aptitude for track and field because I've always been very fast twitch. I wasn't really good at team sports because, again, it's too social. So it was perfect for me because it was like I got to push myself really hard. I got to be in a team sport where I was allowed to excel as an individual. And that made me feel power for the first time in my life, integral to who I am now. And I think it actually helped me establish a sense of rhythm, which now helps with rapping, because when you run, when you're sprinting, you're like there, you have to have a rhythm in your body. And I think that internal rhythm now is expressed through rap. So I think they're actually connected that way too.
Whoa. That's so cool.
And sprinters are obsessed with time, just like rappers. Everything's about time. Everything's about, and so I think it's a natural kind of transfer.
No, that's incredible. And you are great with the social stuff now too.
Thank you. It's taken time. It's just recently that I feel like I'm confident and I feel good. There's still hints of the negativity that come back, but I know how to deal with it now. So,
what was it like on your journey to being able to grow into yourself and become so strong and
painful?
Yeah.
So painful.
Yeah.
So much work, so hard. But everyone has a story and a journey and things to overcome. And it was hard, but I just kind of always knew, I'm if you just keep going, if you just keep trying, you will figure this out. Just keep believing. There were times where I would lose hope and I thought I'm always going to be depressed. I'm always going to be anxious. I'm always going to be struggling with men. I'm always going to be struggling with money. I'm going to be struggling with self-harm. I always thought there were some times when I thought that it would never end, but then storm clouds would clear. I would get a drink of water, go to the gym, take a walk out in nature, just recalibrate, enjoy life again. Even sometimes it's not always a solution, but even sometimes just eating a little piece of chocolate or something, just something, or something to take. And a lot of the times when I'd have freakouts, because I've been psychotic several times, I would just do one thing to wash your face, take a shower, write 2 lines in a journal. If you don't have the mental strength to do more, just do something, visualize a snowball. The snowball can go in either direction. It can go into a negative spiraling snowball, which it has several times with me. I don't let the negative ones get to where they used to. But you can do the same thing with positive, self-talk. A positive action can build on the next, which builds on the next. Do that one kind thing for yourself that signals to your body and your mind, I am worthy. And it just builds on itself. And you got to do that over and over and over. It's like a muscle. Some people even have big muscles, but then their mental muscle is not as big.
Literal big muscles.
Yeah. That sometimes happens a lot, but
well, you have both. Can you do a little
one of these
when you've done some of these things? Because I know you do, you've taught me a lot too of how to take care of your body and mind and all of these things. So what's your go-to?
Yeah, so I mean, it's changed throughout the years. Right now, I have a pretty strict morning and evening routine. And it's not that I do the same thing every day, because to be honest, I'm very like ADD. I can't do the same thing every single day. I'll just get too bored. But the way that I look at it is it's like I have to have a morning routine and I have to have a nighttime routine. Part of it includes hygiene, which is just the regular stuff, right? Always making sure you feel neat, you feel ready, giving yourself time so you're not in a rush. But also, I have blocks. So, like, I have a mental health block and a physical health block. And I can fill it with almost anything that I want, but I have to fill those two blocks in the morning and at night. Sometimes it's at night, maybe it's journaling and doing 10 minutes of stretching, or in the morning, maybe I didn't have time to stretch, so I just do something kind of brief, or I make sure I get my stretch in later that day, but then I make sure I get in my meditation that day. So I try to do something that's grounding in the morning and at night every single day, so that I am starting my day well and with intention, and I'm ending my day well and with intention. And that makes all the difference. Having good routines and staying really connected to your circadian rhythm, I think is important. And like having a rhythm, everyone has a different rhythm. I'm an early bird. I know not everyone is that way. Saya. I'm calling you out a little bit on that.
The call
That's
out.
okay though. Everyone has different energies. Some people are the night watch. Some people are supposed to be night owls. I could never be. I die after 8 p.m. I'm like dead. Don't even ask me to remember my name after 8 p.m. because I'm just dead.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And because like, what time do you wake up?
Right now, pretty regularly at like 6 in the morning. When I'm doing really good, like 5:30.
Wow, the half hour makes a big difference.
I think it does. Yeah. It gives me more time. But I live really close to work right now, so I'm very lucky. I can just be like, oh, I gotta be there in 45 minutes. Still have time for my morning routine. So I'm very lucky.
Speaking of work, you train people and you help people heal their bodies and get really strong. Do you have any tips for just like fitness, exercise, staying strong?
Yeah, be nice to yourself. And I know that might not be like what people expect, but I feel like a lot of people lose momentum because of negative self-talk. And the biggest thing when you're trying to build a habit, which is what training helps people do, is you need to be consistent. And to be consistent, you have to be consistently feeding yourself positive messaging to reinforce the habit. So, for example, I see so many times, like, actually, I have a perfect example because I was working with someone who is a young woman in her 20s. And first of all, TikTok is destroying young people. And the standards are just crazy for what people are expecting. And it's just destructive. But she was like, well, if I'm not keeping up with this person on the treadmill on my stair stepper, then I'm a failure. I'm like, first of all, stair stepper is really hard. I think I can probably do it for like 10 minutes and I'll die. And then...
Oh, wait, she's like competing with the person next to her in the
Yes.
gym.
On the treadmill. And I was like, girl, that is so... It was a perfect metaphor for what she was doing in her head. I'm like, you are like building up what you need to do and comparing yourself to such unrealistic standards. And it was like, that's why I brought that up, because it was such an unrealistic, like the person on the stair stepper trying to like match pace with the person on the treadmill. I'm like, that is like, you're literally like going up like a mountain compared to like, I'm just taking a stroll through the park, and being like, why are they going faster than me? It's like, okay, let's just take a step back. And that's what people do to themselves, is they go to the gym one day and they say, but I didn't go 3 days. And then they like freak out, get mad at themselves. Then they proceed to go home and eat, 2 pieces of cake, and then they don't go back, right? And there's nothing wrong with eating cake, but sometimes it's affecting your health when you eat too much, or you aren't working out enough, and people know it. And then it's like the same way I was with finances for a long time, where it was like so big that it couldn't even like be touched. You know what I mean? It's like a monster. And that's why people employ me, so that I can help them deconstruct the monster, take it apart, sell its arm, just deconstruct it, right? And just break everything down and make things more manageable and give people a little bit of guidance so that the problem doesn't seem so big, which is that XYZ, I need to lose weight. I need to work on my posture. My body hurts. I work with a lot of people who have like chronic like pain and posture issues. And so there's a lot wrapped up in that like quality of life.
Yeah, what is your quality of life now? Because it's very different. And I just like your daily life and how you do things is so cool. It's like S tier. like you're
if
like
we're comparing the morning routine S tier video.
Yeah, you're like the grounded fitness influencer. Like I know you're not a fitness influencer, but the way that you do things, I feel like you're just casually famous. Does that make sense? Like,
I think so.
Because you write music and like I could definitely see it being like, I mean, not like you wouldn't be bad like some of those rappers that are going to jail.
There's like a whole like genre of like conscious rap that is like growing, I think.
Oh, interesting.
Which I think is great.
Yeah.
Mainstream rap that you see is not always conscious. There are the people out there that, you know, they're not talking about killing people and this and that. They're a little bit more conscious, like people like Kendrick Lamar, you know. I feel like it's hard because hip hop has like a really interesting history with like there being a lot of the rhetoric around like violence and
What's your perspective on dating and relationships?
Okay.
Wait, but let me ask that better.
Okay. Wait. Let me, can I circle back to the morning routine first?
Yeah, that's definitely more important.
Let me just like finish what I was saying because I totally like crashed that thought into the ditch. Yeah, no, I think like it's taken a long time to develop my habits. I've been like really trying for a long time to develop good habits. And I think I finally have like had enough support. It's really helped because I have consciously made the decision to like put myself around people who have supported me more. And I think that has been one of the biggest game changers. Finding people, I had to like heal myself, then find the people who I could resonate with, who would help support me. Because I don't think people are meant to exist by themselves. It was really hard for me to feel this stable when I didn't have the support. So I think actually giving credit to like my wonderful boyfriend and like the people who are letting me stay here, who I've worked with, trained for almost 5 years now. I think it's all chalked up to like working for it and working towards it. But again, giving myself like a lot of grace when I could only do 50% of the routine I wanted to do. Now I feel like I'm at maybe like 90. I feel like I'm pretty close. I'm getting really close to where I want to be. I'll say 80 because you can always be like better, but it's getting there. It feels good, and I feel really good because of it. But it's taken time.
Does it feel more autopilot now?
Yeah, it does. But that's been more recent. Like in the past, honestly, like I've been in and out of having really good routines, but this is like the best. I think the best routines I've ever had have been within the past like 3 months.
Oh, wow. That's really interesting because I feel like the entire time I've known you, you've had really good routines and fitness and everything.
I fake it well.
No,
I do my best.
Well, it's also true. I feel, yeah, you're doing amazing.
Thank you. And you were asking about boys.
Yeah. We want to know what your thoughts are on dating and relationships and how to have a good one. Because
so many people are like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah.
I am so lucky. And like, I think that's the first thing is like, it's partially luck. I have really chosen to be introspective. And I think that's one of the most important things actually about attracting a great partner and being a great partner to a great partner. Because you are not going to have a great relationship unless you are a great partner. And I think that's sometimes the side that people forget is what they have control over, which is many things. But one of the biggest things is yourself, who you show up as, you know? And so what I had to do, because I have not always been a good partner, I've definitely made a lot of mistakes as a partner, as a girlfriend. And I have had to be self-aware about my character flaws, and I've had to develop myself to be prepared and ready to be the partner in the relationship that I'm in now, which is with a really, really kind and giving person. But it took for me, and I hope not everyone has to go through this much pain and heartbreak and terribleness, but it took a lot of trying and failing ultimately, but also being willing to admit when I was wrong. And if you can never admit what you did wrong in a relationship, and you can't reflect, then you can't grow, and you can't find a better situation and then show up better and then ultimately create something better. You know, me and Sam, my boyfriend, are creating a life that is good by making choices. We are choosing to support each other, and we are choosing to show up for each other. We do that every day, and when we make mistakes, we try to make them right, and we apologize, and we don't call each other names. I used to, be in relationships where we called each other names, and at this point, I'm absolutely unwilling to compromise what I need. And if Sam could not be the man I needed, I wouldn't be with him. If he was someone who wanted to call me names and not call me, then we wouldn't be together. And I would keep looking,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like how you said all of that. It's very introspective, and because it's like not just looking at the relationship, but also your part in it. And at the same time, I also feel like you're not giving yourself enough credit, because I also know about you healed a lot of your exes too.
Oh, you mean my good luck Chuck syndrome?
Yeah.
Where they all end up with their wives after they date me?
Yeah.
I don't know if I just traumatized them or what I did, but yeah.
No,
I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah, no, it's so crazy, because I feel like every guy that has dated you has come out a better man, even though you had to kind of go through a lot of hell to get there.
I don't know if it's every guy, but I definitely have noticed my first boyfriend, he did end up with his wife, and they seem very happy, which is great. I think other people have had longtime partners. I don't know if I want to say I made people a better man, but I will say I am the kind of person that makes people think, because I'm very direct and I'm very not gonna beat around the bush about things. And I tell people if I see things what about this? What do you think about that?
You say it how it is.
Yeah.
So refreshing. It's so good.
Yes, unless it's directed at you sometimes. And then maybe it's not as fun to be on the receiving end all the time, because then you're think about my life. Yeah.
It's tough love.
That's trainer. I do
Yeah.
it to everyone. I don't even try, but I try not to give unsolicited advice. I used to do that more, and now I try to stay away from that. Unless it's a partner, and then they're going to hear it because you're very enmeshed. But yeah.
Yeah. I think it's good though. I feel like a lot of people, a lot of our friends too, and people who know you, and even me, you've done a lot, just you as a person, and then also giving your kindness and care has, even in my own life, I think you're the one that got me into gymming as
that's
as hard as I go. I feel like you fixed my form, and then you're always you make sure I get enough to eat, and it's what do you remember whenever
shove food in your face?
Yeah. Amazing cook too, by the way. I need to add that to your intro. Footnotes.
Great salmon baker.
Yeah, because also I don't really eat that much, but then whenever we're together, you're protein girl, and then suddenly I'm eating 4 eggs.
I know you didn't know if you could, and I was just try it.
Yeah. Anything for the gains. I really I like how we're kind of telling your life story also through your music. So I don't know if you're thinking of any other songs, but I'm definitely thinking of 2. I'm thinking maybe Throne. What is it called?
Oh, that's Homecoming.
Oh yeah, Homecoming. Yeah.
Throne, you're obsessed with the throne.
Yeah. I'm so obsessed with it. It's such a good line.
Yeah, it goes, uncrumpled memories thrown on the floor. Our unjumbled centuries from times before. This lineage of heartbreak that I have known. I can't stop my chains. Now I sit on my throne, my throne.
I love it. It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, like, who doesn't want to, like, feel like that?
Where did the inspo for that song come from?
Homecoming.
Like,
a bra boy.
Really?
A breakup.
Oh, that's right.
With
Yeah.
Ben. Oh no, I shouldn't say names.
We can
I've been
bleep.
so good about
Girl, also, like, there's probably like 10 million Bens.
I
out there.
know, right? As long as I don't
All
say his
of
last
them.
name and his address. Listen.
Listen up, Ben.
Write this down. No. So when we broke up, I think I broke up with him, and then he was like totally fine with it, and it was like a mutual, but I was like devastated, and I won't even get into the whole situation that was happening with that, but let's just say I felt really let down, and I felt really left in the cold. And so you can kind of hear that at the beginning of the song. And when I'm writing a song, I'll take kind of a bunch of emotions I'm feeling. It almost feels like it's like an animal kind of moving through your body, and it like needs to escape. So you're just giving it a little way to do it. So I had been feeling a certain kind of way, and I'd been going through a bunch of hard things. And so I wrote this song, Homecoming, which is about coming home to yourself. At the beginning, it's like sitting, staring, swinging, airing. I'm at my sharing. Obsession with the time wasting apps is apparent. Oppression from the money sick slime robber barons got me feeling bare, got me stripped like it's clearance. That's just kind of the general feeling of the song. But then there are lines in the song where I talk about how I felt left down. It's like, it was so sudden, mind so cluttered, thoughts so grimy, leaves in the gutter. And so it's like, it was so sudden, like the way he dropped me, right? That's how it felt. Basically, just like realizing, like, I don't need a person. I don't need a location. I don't need anything to feel like I'm home, except understanding that my home is inside of me. If I can always feel at home where I'm at and be my own best friend, that's how I'm going to get through hard times and thrive. That's what that song is about. So it's like I cast off my chains and I sit on my throne, right? Because I'm realizing like I need to let myself out of jail and sit where I belong, which is on a throne, because I'm the fucking queen bee of my life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. That is such a good place to kind of end too. Can you please sing Satellite and also tell us about
The
it?
whole song or just part of it?
Maybe part of it.
Okay.
But like,
yeah.
and also like maybe, I don't think I've asked you what it's about, but it's so pretty.
Okay. So maybe I'll start the very beginning. I think I'll skip the first couple of lines because they're a little bit more esoteric. Get into maybe a little bit more of the meat of the song. So once you get kind of past the intro, it goes, alone under the heat lamp of the stars. Please keep me warm, how far you are. Would you be my home if I reach real far? Stand on my toes as I reach for the stars. It's about reaching. It's about hope, and it's about reaching for something greater than yourself. And it's about, when it gets to the chorus, it talks about, oh, you know what? Because I actually split that song into 2 songs. So then the first half of the song,
you can sing the whole thing too if you want, and we can just cut out whatever you want to show. Okay.
That's okay.
I just thought of that.
It's not easy to also sit and sing like a whole song because you need like your breath.
Oh, true,
so I'm
true.
like, lines are good for me.
True.
I'm no Adele. It's once it gets to like the second part of the song, which we split into another song, it talks about how you're like a satellite, because it's like surviving in the dark times and kind of being a light in the sky and shining your light through the darkness is what that inspiration is from. And I feel like, especially during like this time, it's important to feel like that, because no matter how dark things get, you can still be a light. So that is what it's about. It's about reaching, and you can't get something if you don't try for it. And so, you might as well shoot for the stars, baby. Just try, I feel like a lot of people are maybe scared to like go outside of their comfort zones and try. And it's going to be painful trying to thrive in life and trying to get to the next level of healing. And even with this album, I gotta be real. I'm super nervous to put it out because like it's my first album. I mean I have bought the rights to all the beats, but a lot of the beats they started out as YouTube beats and I feel like I have so much more potential as an artist, but you know what? I believe in being vulnerable and I believe in putting yourself out there. So I'm going to put it out. I'm going to let the chips fly. Hopefully my songs, if even one song like impacts one person in a positive way, I'll consider that a success. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So beautiful. Do you have anything else that you want to share with anyone who might be listening who is maybe feeling down or out of hope or maybe also just trying to figure out their life or or maybe they're not even sad. Maybe they're doing fine, but maybe they just need a little word.
Yeah, I guess like my word to the people out there in the universe is your story is not over yet. This is how you feel so far. This is how you feel today. But tomorrow could bring something different. And if you believe that your life can be different, it can be. And sometimes you have a goal, you work towards that goal, and then it doesn't happen and you think you're a failure, but really you're not. Your life is just a journey of all of these different connecting paths, and we walk along them and we learn, we find our way. Keep going, believe in yourself, and listen to your spirit. It will guide you where you need to go.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. I love this.
Me too.
Wow, you're so inspiring.
Oh, you too. I love you.
I
You're the
love you.
best.
You're the best. And we'll see you in the next one. So the next episode is going to be Sai and Maddie, the founders of Gilgamesh, which is an incredible Beat Saber type game. I forget, it's like Beat Saber meets something, but you'll see. So yeah, we're gonna just keep it coming, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.